Hello. What's up, everybody? Hello, my good goddesses. Let me just wait a little bit, make sure everything's good. Hey. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Come up in the chat, say hey if you're here. What's up, Spirituality Free? What's up, Mia? What's up, Christiana? What's up, Naya or Naya? What's up, Lisa? What's up, Her Sacred Place? What's up, Selma? I am enough blessed. Nakay, Divinely, Nilo Kitik, Una, Sophia, Favor, Isis, Jamie, Moonsun, Sabrian. What's up, ladies? Everybody give this chat a thumbs up because I want everyone eventually to see this video that watches my channel because this topic is very important today. I just felt the need to come on here and say this. And we're going to talk about scammers. We are going to talk about scammers today because recently, if you have ever, commented on any of my YouTube videos, if you've ever been on my Instagram and followed me on Instagram, there's this theme right now of scammers. Thank you so much, Andrea. Thank you. There is this scamming energy going on right now where we have people who are literally trying to scam people. We have people impersonating people. We have people literally taking my pictures and creating whole accounts. I don't know if anybody on here follows me on Insta, but comment down below if you've ever been followed by a fake page of me. Literally, I was on Twitter the other day and there was a girl who literally made a whole thread. She made a whole thread on Twitter talking about how I'm a scammer, how I'm a fraud, how I was supposed to give her a reading. Whole tea, she was having a conversation with a scammer that wasn't even me. I'm like, yo, these scammers are taking things way too far. These scammers are scamming people out of their money for readings. These impersonators, these catfishes are literally doing the most. So I wanted to first and foremost start off by saying, if I don't follow the account, it's not me. On my Instagram, my only Instagram is at itsbabyj. If you comment on one of my YouTube videos and somebody has a WhatsApp number, that is not me. I will never reach out to you for a reading. I don't even personally do readings anymore. I used to. I only do them on a very, very select basis. If you ever want to work with me on any level, you have to reach out to my team directly at goddesscourseinfo at gmail.com. That is the only way to reach me or my team directly at all. Okay? But with all this scamming energy being brought up to the attention for y'all, I want to have a conversation about scammers and men. This idea of, you got into this situation where you liked a guy and it was going really good and you were starting to fall for him, and then next thing you know, you find out he's not who you thought he was. We are going to be talking about how to not get played, how to not get scammed, how to not get finessed by anyone, not just men, but by anyone and everyone. Because I need you guys to understand that the more that you begin to awaken that goddess energy within you, that divine feminine essence within you, you are going to become a person who is very magnetic. You're going to become a person who walks in the room and everybody has their eyes on you. You're going to become a person where your energy is just magnetizing, because that's what the divine feminine is all about. The divine feminine is your pull power. It's how much you're able to pull things towards you. It's how much you're able to attract. And we all have this energy within us that allows us to pull and pull and pull. But just like a magnet, you also have to repulse certain things and energies and frequencies that are no longer what you want to attract towards you. You need to be able to repulse certain energy from you as well, because you don't want everyone's energy, you don't want everyone's frequency, and you have to make that crystal clear. So that's what we're going to be talking about too, how to protect ourselves as we begin to activate our divine feminine energy, how to protect ourselves, how to protect our field as we begin to open up and to expand. How can we block out things that we no longer want? Like, we don't want to end up in situations where we think this guy is the one, where we think this guy is so nice and so good, and then his true colors start showing. And we're like, why didn't we see this before? I know y'all seen that video on TikTok where it was like, a clown? He's a clown? What? How did I see this before? Comment down below if you've seen that video on TikTok. But like, we have to start seeing things clearly. We have to start seeing things clearly, and we need to make sure that we have ourselves together while we're out here on this, divine feminine journey, right? So, if you know anything about me and my love life and certain things that I've been through, I have been in some crazy situations in my love life. I've seen a lot of things and had a lot of situations with men. I've been love bombed, where a guy is on the first date telling me that he loves me and he's treating me so nicely, and then all of a sudden he throws in a little bit of weird behavior, a little bit of abuse, a little bit of weird stuff, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? That narcissism. I've been in situations where the guy would be one way in front of me. He would be so nice, he'd be so loving towards me, but then as soon as he wasn't towards me, baby, he was all up in other buddies' faces. He was talking to girls, doing whatever God knows what with girls. And I'm like, how can you be this way towards me and a complete different way towards other people? That energy where you feel heartbroken, where you feel like you invested so much of your time and attention into someone for it to not actually be reality. And you're like, what happened? I understand this energy so well. If you guys know anything about astrology, my Venus opposes Neptune. And just like Neptune could be this high energy of love and joy and bliss, and you just feel on top of the world, everything feels like a dream. The other side of Neptune is delusion. The other side of Neptune is trickery. The other side of Neptune is being finessed. I don't want you to ever be finessed ever again in your life. I want you from this moment forward to see clearly and to understand clearly, because as long as you are in this phase where you're like phased out and you're not seeing things clearly, that's how people finesse you, and that's how you are vulnerable to negative energies. But if you're able to have clarity and to see clearly, you're able to actually open up your heart. You're able to actually open up your divine femininity because you trust yourself. And that truly is a part of the divine feminine essence, being able to trust yourself, being able to trust yourself because you are in tune with your intuition. And that's the first point I actually want to talk about. It's about understanding the beauty of discernment. One of the divine feminine gifts is being able to receive. But that's not just about receiving other people's attention, receiving other people's blessings, and receiving gifts from the universe. It's also about receiving information, receiving knowledge, receiving intuitive downloads, connecting to our intuitive side. That's really about what the divine feminine is. It's about being able to channel. And when you have that gift of discernment, you are able to know clearly if somebody's supposed to be in your field and somebody isn't. You're able to know if this person is the actual person that's actually who they say they are and who they're not, because you are in tune with your body. Most of the time when we're stuck in our heads, we're overthinking, we're asking ourselves questions. Is this person who they say they are? I think they feel this way about me. I think, instead of actually tapping out of the mind and back into the body. I need you guys to tap back into your body, which has the ancient wisdom that runs within your DNA, right? You are the most current version of all your ancestry at this moment. I want you to tap back into your intuitive ancestral wisdom that is just natural for every divine feminine woman. This is not about saying, we cannot rely on our intuition. We can only rely on logic. Logic will only get us so far. We need to start honoring and putting a lot of, just putting a lot of stock into our intuitive side. So I want you guys to close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Sound your exhale. In through your nose and out through your mouth. With every exhale, I want your body to soften even more in through the nose. And allow your body to soften. Get into that place of relaxation. I want you to imagine, just like you can hear all the thoughts racing in your head and they're just moving, you're just thinking random things. Have that awareness and that consciousness inside of your mind. Allow it to drop into your body, almost as if instead of you were thinking in your head, you started thinking from your throat. Then you started thinking from your heart. You started focusing an awareness and attention on your heart. And then you started moving even lower down your body into your solar plexus region. You started thinking and being aware of that region. And then you started being aware of your womb. You started being focused and aware of your womb area all the way down into your roots, the base of you, the foundation of you. And you're sitting there all the way at the base of you. You'd completely drop inside of your body. Not in the head, not in the mind, back in the body. So you can open your eyes for a second. You want to do that as much as possible. You want to allow yourself to drop in your body and out of your mind as much as possible. You want to get back into that intuitive wisdom that lies within inside of you. Because the more that you can go back into the body and out of the mind, you can get back into your natural sensations. Intuition is going to speak to you in a lot of different ways. It's going to speak to you from feelings in your heart. It's going to speak to you through gut, that gut feeling, literally in your gut area. It's like usually those are more for survival instincts. It could even speak to you through this third eye, through visions. Everybody is going to have a different way of, being able to discern. And I want you guys to become aware of your way of discerning, your way of intuition, how your intuition speaks to you. It can speak through dreams. It can speak through thoughts. It can speak through ideas. It can speak through just seeing things inside of your mind's eye. It can speak through feelings and having sensations in your body. You can start feeling if your body feels open or if your body feels closed. You can start feeling if your body is saying this is good by the chills that are going all over every inch of who you are. I want you guys to start connecting to that part of you. This is how you're going to know as you start to connect with people, as you start to meet new people, and when you are in relationships in those type of situations. Does your body feel closed or does your body feel expanded? If you simply dive into your heart and you ask, does this person have my best intentions? Does this person have the best intentions for me? And you close your eyes and you ask the heart, what does your heart say? I want you guys to start listening to that part of yourself, because we end up in these situations where we give so much to people, we give so much of our time, we give so much of our energy, we give so much of ourselves to another before we even check back in with ourselves. We no longer hear our own truth. And the truth is always there. The truth is always trying to speak to you. The truth is always trying to scream at you. But a lot of the times we like to give second chances. A lot of the times we like to suppress that part of ourselves that knows, because maybe it's irrational. And that's the thing, right? Because when you are coming from a healed place where you've done the inner work, you've said goodbye to all the limiting beliefs, and you've done that work on yourself, right? You're clear-headed and you're clear-bodied and energied, so you don't have to worry about fear. Because sometimes people get tripped up where they think fear is their intuition. Fear is not intuition. Fear is something that blocks our intuition. Fear is coming from that place where we don't feel safe. But once you do the work to make sure the body knows and the mind knows that it's safe, you're able to hear clearly and see clearly and know clearly. You're not trying to see people with rose-colored glasses. You see them for what they are and who they are. And that only comes from doing the inner work on yourself. That only comes from healing from your past traumas, from your past relationships. Because sometimes you'll find that if you haven't healed and you're constantly living from the past, you're going to project stuff from your past onto every single guy that you meet. And we don't want to do that. So make sure you're doing the inner work on yourself. Make sure you're healing, and make sure that you're letting go of your past and you're living in your present moment. Okay? The other thing that allows us to be finessed by people is desperation. I want you guys to get out of a place of desperation where every person that you meet, it has to be, this guy has to be the one for me. I have to see him. It has to be this way. I need a guy. I need a man. I need friends. I need money. I need this. I need that. I have to have it. If I don't have it, I will not be complete. If I do not have this thing, I cannot breathe. I cannot sleep. Need. When you're living from a state of need, you're living from a state of lack. When you're living in a state of desperation, you are living in a state of scarcity. By nature, when you are living in a state of scarcity, you are blocking out your abundance. And when you are scarce and when you are desperate, people will always finesse you, and you are going to attract that energy towards you. You have to get rid of that desperation, that part of you that needs. Because the more that you continue to need things, the more that you will do anything to have it. The more that you will start to settle and to lower your standards to have somebody that just stands in for, that's just filling up space instead of somebody who truly fulfills you inside and out. You will literally deal with the breadcrumbs, bare minimum activity, because you are desperate for attention. You have to get rid of desperation. Everybody comment down in the chat right now. I am abundant. I am abundant. I am abundant. You have to live in that state of abundance, because the more that you live in that state of lack, you are always going to be finessed. Okay? When you are, it's like you give other people the power over you if you are in the state of lack, if you are in a state of scarcity. You need to start putting yourself in the vibration of enough. I am enough. I need nothing. I have everything. I don't need your money. I don't need your time. I don't need you. I don't need anything. I am enough. Like, close your eyes again for a second and feel what it feels like to be fulfilled. Feel what it feels like to have your cup filled up. Feel what it feels like to be overjoyed, to be happy. Feel what it feels like to have everything that you need. Feel what it feels like to be in that state of abundance. And notice how I naturally put my hand to my heart. Naturally put your hand on your heart and imagine that green energy just expanding in that heart chakra and expand it outwards past your body, outwards past your room, outwards past your house, outwards past your neighborhood, outwards past your city, outwards past your state, outwards past your country, outwards past the entire world, outwards past the entire universe, outwards in space, outwards, outwards, outwards. Expand your heart outwards. Feel what it feels like to be expanded. When you are in that state of I am enoughness, and you remember that you are connected to everything in this universe, you remember that you are made up of the same things that everything in this universe is made up of, you expand your heart outwards. You are able to live in a state of abundance. You are overflowing. If you are never overflowing and you don't understand that you are enough, people will always be able to finesse you because you are desperate. Stop being desperate. You want to know what attracts people towards me? Like, I've experienced this in my life where I've talked to you guys about this before, where I would have these super big crushes on these celebrities and I'd just be crushing on them. I'm like, oh my God, I love them so much. They're so awesome. They're so great. Oh my God, I would spend all my days just visualizing and thinking about this person all day long, and then I'm losing sleep. And then the moment that I said, you know what, I'm giving this person and these people a lot of my energy, the moment that I said, I'm going to actually give myself this energy, I'm going to fill myself up, I'm going to do things that fill me up, I'm going to do things that make me feel happy, I'm going to live my best life, I'm going to focus on growing my career, I'm going to focus on doing things that light me up every single day. The more that I got into that vibration, the more that those people where I was like obsessing over, they would just come running back towards me. And like I told you guys, literally the people that you wouldn't even believe, like super high profile celebrities, they end up DMing me and like trying to come to me and trying to like get me to be with them and stuff like that. I'm talking like multi-millionaire people, multi-millionaire men, like men. I was like, the girls that are like always trying to get with a certain type of guy and they're trying so hard. Like, now I stop trying and I start being, and I start just living in that energy of fulfillment. These men are doing everything that they can, everything that they can to get next to me. Like, and these are people where I used to try so much. But once you get to this place where you are fulfilled, where your heart is filled, and you're just, it would be great if that person was here. It would be great if they are not. Like, it doesn't matter regardless. It's just so irresistible. And it gets rid of that desperation. So you're not going to no longer deal with breadcrumbs any longer, where you don't know if they like you or not, and like they're giving you mixed signals. You're not even going to be attracted to that anymore. That's not even going to be allowed to come into your field. You will start attracting men who show up for you. You will start attracting men who make it clear about what their intentions are for you by their actions. You will start attracting people who will do everything in their power to impress you. You will start attracting situations towards you where instead of you are chasing money and chasing opportunities and chasing and chasing and chasing, and as soon as they give you just a little drop, you're like, oh my God, yes. Instead of all that, people are going to come to you and try to deliver you the whole meal and say, hey, baby, I got all this for you, babe, because your energy has to shift first. If you want to stop getting scammed and stop getting finessed, you got to start understanding that you are enough. Exactly. Everybody comment, I am enough. Like, put your hand on your heart. I am enough. I am enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I am enough. I am enough. Like, I'm enough. When I do that, I literally feel tears is like bubbling in me. Like, I'm enough. I'm enough. I am enough. I'm good. Like, I'm amazing as I am. Radiate from this energy, guys. Like, I want you guys to feel that. Like, let that radiate on every inch of your body. And if anything that comes up that is against that, anything that is just like, telling you that you're not, you need to start doing the inner work, guys. Do the inner work. Do the inner work on yourself so that you can liberate yourself from the chains of scarcity and lack. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't want you guys to feel that way anymore. Like, I was literally having a moment yesterday where I was talking to my cousin, Sienna. She's probably not watching this, but I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and I was literally thinking about all the men of my past. So all of my exes and just people I used to talk to and stuff like that. And if I'm really being honest, none of those men ever deserved my time. None of those men ever deserved my womb. None of those men ever deserved my energy. And I'm glad that I learned that lesson now and I got to this place now. But I know that there's a part of me that knows, like, when I have my own children, when I have my own daughter, I'm going to make sure I really get this message in the back of her head. Like, you are enough. You are a queen. You are a goddess. You don't have to beg for anything. You don't have to accept just anything. You deserve the absolute best. And if you really were to think about, like, I just think about things I used to deal with, and I'm like, why would I ever deal with the stuff I used to deal with when you literally can be treated like a goddess and a queen? It's a lot. I think I'm actually going to make a whole video specifically on that alone. Like, we really got to start raising our standards, right? Guys, do the inner work. Check out my course, Goddess of Worth. This course literally allows you to do the inner work and to do that work and to work on yourselves internally, to get rid of all those beliefs and past experiences that are causing you to think that you have to deal with like bullshit. Like, excuse my French, but like, ladies, if you only knew, like, as soon as I started doing my inner work on, like, especially love and stuff, I used to deal with men who would barely take me on dates. I would have to go out of my way to see them all the time. Like, there was a guy I talked to who lived like 45 minutes away from me. I always found myself driving to this man. I always find myself asking to do things in X, Y, and Z. As soon as I got that all out of the way and I did all that inner work and I fixed those things within myself and my energy changed, and that's been my whole journey for the past 2 years, honestly. Man, when I tell you my love life now, like, the type of men that I attract, these are the type of men that are constantly opening the door for me, asking if I'm okay with everything. These are the type of guys where they're taking me out. I don't even have to ask. I don't even have to think about something. They're already here with it. They're asking me for if I need anything, whether it's an investment in my business or like anything. I'm like, if I'm walking with a guy and he's sitting on the opposite side of the street because he's protecting me, I'm dealing with men who are like, they will literally do anything to be able to make sure that I'm okay because they recognize the goddess within me. Like, we are supposed to be showered, guys. And we need to also be very selective of who we let into our womb space. The men that we have sex with, like, when you think about your womb energy and your yoni energy, that is your sacred, that is the most sacred portal of life that exists within all of us. We cannot let anybody in, because every time we let somebody into our energy, into our field, we are giving that person a piece of us. And that energy is some of the most sacred energy that ever lived. That is abundance within itself, right? Like, if I only knew, man. I want you guys to understand this. Like, you only get to that point where you give somebody a piece of your body if that person has proved to you that they are like committed to you, that they will do anything to support you, to help you, to protect you, to provide for you, that person has proven through their actions that they are going to show up for you and that they truly have your back. Anything else and anything less, these people do not deserve your time. And if you're in a situation where this person is giving you mixed signals and mixed messages and you don't know if they really like you, they don't. Because when the divine masculine likes something and wants something and loves something, they will do anything to protect it. And their actions will always speak louder than their words. And that's the third thing I want to talk about. I need you to listen to what people say and watch closely for what they do. And I know this is a triggering thing because I talked about this in my other video, letting men lead, right? Letting the masculine energy lead. And at first glance, I know a lot of people think that I'm telling them to dwindle themselves down and to disempower themselves. No, actually, I'm telling you to stop acting like a prince and start acting like a freaking queen. Instead of acting like the person who is chasing and trying to manipulate a situation, and you do that by asking a guy for commitment. You do that by asking a guy to constantly take you out. You do that by asking and just wanting and begging for stuff instead of knowing internally inside you that you are already worthy. And if you know what you are worthy of and what you deserve, and you've done that work on yourself to honor that within you, and you just walk around knowing your boundaries, knowing what you are okay with and what you're not okay with, you take that in every single interaction. And you don't gotta, like, if you find yourself having to always say to people, I'm a queen, I'm special, I deserve to be treated like this, you don't know it. You don't actually know it. If you find yourself constantly saying to people, I'm special, I deserve to be treated like this, you have to do more inner work. Because as soon as you actually embody that I am deserving, I am worthy, I am a queen, it has no choice but to be reflected back towards you. That has no choice but to be the energy that you attract from other people. No more begging. I want you to step back into the queen position where you just imagine this image of a queen and everybody around her is doing things for her, doing her work, protecting her, and are showcasing exactly what they want to do. When you let the divine masculine lead, you are letting that divine masculine force let you know exactly what their intentions are for you. When you are doing all the talking and when you are trying to maneuver everything, you give no room to see what this man's intentions actually are for you because you're trying to control the situation. If you really want to never be finessed by someone ever again, you need to be able to listen. You need to be able to listen to people and not always talking as much. When you are meeting somebody for the first time, if you allow yourself to be receptive and to really take in what this person is saying and not to be judgmental and not to be on attack mode, but really let that person reveal themselves to you, you cannot be finessed anymore. You're actually being able to see them and hear them clearly. You know their opinions, and their opinions are going to tell you about their values. You know, and you can see what they value. And also, when you allow people's actions to talk, instead of trying to be like, oh, he said he was going to do this for me. He says he's going to do that for me. He said this, he said that. What did he do? What did he do? Because I see a lot of y'all doing all the work for him. I see a lot of y'all doing all the work for these men, making yourself easy, making everything easy for these men, and then wondering why these men are not these men are just takers. I noticed that there's a lot of people who will do everything. You know, you're going to see him, you're going to do this, you're asking for this and da 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 da. But you don't ever give the opportunity to naturally look at, okay, if I don't say anything, what does he actually do? If I don't do anything, and if I'm just being myself and I'm present and I'm enjoying the energy and I'm just in that receptive mode, what does this man do? Without me having to push him, without me having to beg him, what does he naturally do? This is what you need to start paying attention to. So when I say let man lead, where is he going? When I say let man lead and let the masculine energy lead, I'm telling this to you so that you can see where he's trying to take you. Because if he's trying to take you nowhere, you always have the option to choose differently. I need you to understand that as a divine feminine being, our gift is always in selectivity. We have always been the selectors. We have always been the selectors of what we are going to basically endure and enjoy in our lives. We were never supposed to be these people who are like begging for stuff and begging for attention and begging for this and begging for that, whether you're doing that actually or begging or you're just begging with your energy. We were never supposed to be these beings. But now when you look at today, you see a lot of people begging for attention, begging for energy, begging for everything instead of just sitting, relaxing, and letting things come towards you. When did we start doing this, guys? Like, this is literally out of alignment with our nature. Just like if you were to study animals, you know, the birds, like the female birds, they be chilling. They be relaxing. And then the male birds come over with the nest and say, "Hey, look at what I built for you. Is this enough for you?" And you know what happens? If that nest was not big enough, sturdy enough, or good enough, if that person wasn't providing what needed to be provided for, guess what the woman would do? Reject. And then if that person got rejected, they would either be sad or they would go back home, build another nest until they got accepted. But this is what we do nowadays. Instead of like having standards and knowing what we want for ourselves in this lifetime, we will allow guys to come towards us, or we are half of that's not even happening. Some of y'all are gonna go for these men and walk towards these men and, hey, I have this to offer you. I have all this to give you. Do you accept? Do you accept? It's crazy. It's crazy. And then these people are not you. It's like you don't even allow these people to show you what they're made of. You're not allowing these people to show you what they're made of, what they can do for you, what they see for you, and the vision that they see between you and that person. And You don't allow them to show you anything, but then you accept them into your body. You accept them into your life. You accept them into your house. And some of y'all are having kids with people who haven't even proved that they are worthy of such a thing. And then we have that cycle of having kids in these broken households. And then those children naturally grow up in unstable situations and environments where they don't feel secure. So they don't feel secure within themselves. So they grow up and they will attract a relationship that says, I don't feel secure in myself. So they're going to attract a guy who's once again not going to nourish them, not going to love them, not going to give them what they need because they never felt that in the first place. And it's the same continuous cycle again and again. We have to stop this. We have to stop this. We have to break the chains. This is ancestral. If women continue to accept bare minimum from men, men are going to continue to give bare minimum. That's it. And then we cannot call it finesse. We cannot call it, a lot of people will say, oh, I didn't see them. I didn't know he was like that when I first met him. You never got him. You never gave him the opportunity to show you what he was. Never gave that opportunity to the person to chase you.